And it's Rijkaard, played out towards the right wing. Lovely feed, he is such a good mover. It's a good-looking delivery.
Contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always, their denial of movement, blunt and brusque.
Beckham in acres of space out wide. A header! So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game, but the passionate crowd demands. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. So we're up and running. So there is the trophy-laden Frank Rijkaard, the essential piece in one of football's greatest ever club sides.
Yeah, and he's one of these players, Peter, who will ensure that your team is always going to be on the front foot by triggering attacks from deep, while doing all the dirty work in the background. He's also surprisingly prolific for someone who plays in that deeper role.
Indeed, he in fact scored one of the most important goals in the club's history. Chance! Nearly, but not quite.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Otto spots it and intercepts. Now it's Platini. He is starved of space and time. Oh, lovely bit of skill. Rijkaard does really well to win the ball there. It's not an especially good pass, that. Distributed tidily. And it's Gerrard. Rijkaard. Passes short and sharp. Platini. And it's gone all the way through to the keeper. Platini can see things others simply cannot. And here's Platini. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. The most accurate pass. He's a sharp little ball here, and it's hoisted clear.
Ibrahimovic clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
El Shaarawy is flagged offside. Milan, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Rafael Leao. Rijkaard. Gerrard. Rijkaard, very much a man of this moment. Platini stood his ground strongly. And it's Rijkaard, played out towards the right wing. Ah, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. It's a good-looking delivery. And that has been knocked clear. Celik. Now Sule. Celik. Can he get it through? Now it's Sule. Sule! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Sule deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Muscular approach does pay off here. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. And it's Cristante. He's picked his way through. The ball goes in. There's the shot! He's delivered all right! On the cusp of half-time, he delivers with perfect timing. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tone it up now and the other has to tone it down.
Gerrard. And here's Zanetti. Rafael Leao plays it in. And he's there to clear it. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Milan currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
Very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. And we are back underway.
Well, I think in these circumstances it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Oh, good effort! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. Platini.
Yeah, that works for me. The denial of movement, blunt and brusque.
Wrench, who does have an assist to his name. And once more he proves rigid and robust. Beckham in acres of space out wide. A header! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Now, can they get him away? Decent chance! And he hits the net! And he is away! The launch of a brand new hero! A horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Roma really were asking for trouble there by failing to cope with a formidable press.
So they have it all to do again.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. The cutback, picked out brilliantly.
Roma definitely like their pressing from the front.
It's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure...
Can he finish? And it's in! And they've got their lead back.
Yeah, that's really well played, Peter. It's very, very simple. The ball through to him was just beautifully measured.
The goal scorer after 69 minutes is number 92, Stefan El Shaarawy. Stefan El Shaarawy. Stefan El Shaarawy.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Rijkaard. Now it's El Shaarawy, and he's lost his man here. Now it's Cristante. He's on it. Can he get away? Gerrard. Platini. Oh, sweet feet. Take back.
They're really getting no time to think on the ball here. Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
El Shaarawy gets on his bike and on the move. Milan very much running into the last chance saloon.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Peter. Never say never, though. I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Oh, it's a great ball here. Not the most convincing of passes. Milan needed that. They really needed it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
And here's Ibrahimovic. Engages and forces him off the ball. That's at the end. Well, the players and the coaches have plenty to think about here. A disappointing outing, and they collect nothing for it. Well, how will we look back on that?
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a